You are addicted to weed, bro. And to come to this conclusion is actually a good thing. I will explain to you why, but for this to make sense to you, I will start by giving you a little backstory about my own experience. Because I used to smoke weed every single day for close to 10 years. I, as well as you, literally was addicted to smoking weed. My whole life was about smoking weed. The whole day I was thinking about how I was able to smoke my next joint. And during work I was thinking about weed. During eating I was thinking about weed. During conversating with other people I was thinking about weed. And literally my whole life was about weed and finding opportunities to smoke weed. And I came to a certain point where I thought by myself, well, all this weed smoking is not bringing me any good, and I might as well quit smoking weed. Well, this was a good insight, but it still took me 2 years to eventually be able to quit smoking weed, to finally succeed. And part of this was the fact that I never actually told myself I was addicted, because this is like a heavy word to tell yourself, right? I'm an addict, I'm a junkie, I cannot control my own actions. But this was actually very true. And it took me so much time to actually realize this and to be able to act upon this, that I want to save you this time and help you get to this conclusion, and therefore be able to actually take action on it and change this, right? So that's also the reason why I would say coming to the conclusion that you are an addict is actually a good thing, because only once you know for a fact that you actually are addicted, that you're not able to get rid of it yourself, and that you actually do need help, only once you have that very clear for yourself, right? The first phase is to acknowledge this fact, and only once you have done this, you will be able to start your recovery and actually go work on it. So step one, acknowledgement. Be true to yourself, be honest, say, well, by my actions have shown that I actually am an addict, and therefore I need to work on it to change this around, right? Because for me it took like 2 years. I wanted to quit smoking weed because it was fucking up all my life. It was fucking up my social skills to socialize with other people. I became real introverted. I was only sitting on the couch watching movies, eating junk food, sleeping in bed, don't doing any sports, only smoking weed. That was literally the only thing I had going for me in life. And it came to a point that I just fucked up my relationships with my family. I fucked up my financial situation. I fucked up my health really bad. And it all came down to a point that I thought, well, weed plays a big role in it and I have to quit weed. But I never was able to actually tell myself, okay, I'm an addict. I can control my own actions. I can control myself whether I'm smoking weed or not, because I was struggling with this for a long time, and there was like a period of plus minus 1 year where I would say to myself, okay, I'm not smoking anymore again. Today is the last day I smoke weed. And the next day I would just do it again. The exact same thing. I would just go to the coffee shop again and say, okay, well, today is actually going to be the last day. And then the next day doing it over and over again. Literally for a year, every single joint I smoked, I was saying to myself, okay, this is the last one. Imagine how that fucks up your mind. I still suffer from some issues because I've been tricking myself so much. It's very hard to trust my own brain, right? And only once I came to the point where I once again fucked up, and at one point I literally became bankrupt, so I had no money left and still rent and groceries to pay for. That was the moment I realized, okay, I've really fucked up this time. I should go find help for someone to actually help me get off this stuff. And only once I started treatment for smoking weed, that was when I finally find out that I actually was addicted to it. There's a certain list of symptoms, and when you have this amount of the symptoms, you are speaking of addiction. Well, I had most of them. I recently made a video about 11 symptoms from another institute, and I actually had all of these 11. So if you're still not sure, you might want to check out this video. I'll make sure to link it down below, the video about 11 symptoms of addiction. And what these researchers stated is once you only experience 2 of these 11 symptoms, you can already call yourself an addict. Well, I got all 11, and chances are you're doing well, you're doing great as well by checking off the symptoms. So this will help you to make sure, get to the conclusion that you actually are that fucked up and that you actually need to quit smoking weed. And well, I will give you some examples which I think by myself are very clear that you actually are addicted, and which means you are influenced by this drug. For example, once you are pulling out of certain activities to be able to smoke weed. So for example, what I would do, I would neglect the relationship with my parents. I would have very few contact with my parents. I would see them very few, because once I was visiting my parents, I couldn't smoke weed, and I have to act sober, and I have to clean my car once I went to visit my parents, and all this stuff. So I was like, okay, I don't want to meet my parents because I want to smoke weed. Well, this is a very good symptom that you step out of certain things just to be able to smoke weed, or that you're suffering from it financially, or that you only hang out with people who do the same thing, and if they don't smoke weed, you're not interested in hanging around these people. Well, these are kind of symptoms which also show that you are so much, your brain is so occupied with the smoking weed that you're influenced really bad, and you're totally taken away from reality and actually living a really fucked up life inside your own head, and not being able to actually experience the true beauty of life, which I have done for the last 2 years, and which I hope everybody will eventually be able to do. So I hope that's clear to you. I will link this video with the 11 symptoms below this video, so you can check it out for yourself. Main takeaway from this video is that chances are you are actually addicted by weed, since it's influencing your life so much. And what you want to do is make sure you get yourself a subscription on the channel, so you can see in other videos what I actually was able to achieve to turn my life around, actually live the life of my dreams right now, living in the beautiful Medellin, Colombia, being an athlete, got myself into combat sports, running marathons, being in the gym every single day. And you are also able to do the exact same thing. That's what I want to inspire you to do by making these videos. If you're interested in working more closely with me, to actually work one-on-one with me, hands-on, to get you off this awful habit, make sure you check out the link below to my school community, Highs to Heights. And there's a community I'm building to help you connect with other people in a peer-to-peer sponsor program to keep each other accountable. There will be a quit weed blueprint where I help you exactly step by step with a step-by-step method to redesign your whole life and create your new identity and set goals for where you want to go to. And well, I got a lot of beautiful ideas which I want to work out in the community, so make sure you check it out, and I'll be happy to get in touch with you over there. In the meantime, take care, and I'll see you in tomorrow's next video. Cheers.